This is our new Teammachine SLR0 with disc brakes, and this is a bike that is made for racing. It's clearly sporty, aggressive seating position. It's stiff, it's light, but at the same time it's compliant. What we use to develop this frame is basically a technology that's called ACE, which basically is a simulation program, but not a traditional one as we know it. But it takes into account tube diameters, tube shapes and layup. So actually it allows for very, very complex calculations. And we have a cooperation there with the University of Zurich, where we have access to their supercomputers to develop this frame shape. That allowed us actually to come up with a disc frame that is just 18 grams heavier than our previous rim brake frame. So actually a super light disc frame platform that we are looking here at. Apart from all the functions, so compliance, stiffness and lightweight of the frame, we also wanted to use the advantage that disc brakes give us in terms of the design to integrate even more cables. So if you look at this bike, apart from a couple of exposed positions, you aren't seeing any cables. It's all fully integrated into the frame. And it's basically coming from a custom stem that we developed, custom solution to go with the cables along the fork shaft and distribute the cables in the frame. What is also pretty special about the frame is that as a part of the calculation tool, the frame is heavily asymmetric. So, or especially you can see it at the fork. So obviously we have forces that are induced by the disc brake into the fork shaft. That means this side is really strong and oversized, and on the other side the other fork shaft is much thinner. So this is to accommodate the loads, but at the same time keep the riding feel and the comfort of the fork for the rider. And then actually there's a couple of small solutions that we also integrated into the frame. So we have a seat post clamp that is completely indicated. Here there's normally a cover on so that you can't see any surface difference. That means we have a little bit of a longer seat tube or a seat post that is also much better for the flexibility and the comfort on the saddle. And then the DIT unit, which was formerly below the stem and still looked a little bit cluttered, is now completely integrated into the frame and makes for a really sleek look. And then I guess the discussion of disc brakes on the road is still going on, but yeah, the advantages of the dosing and weatherproofness of disc brakes is also something that we wanted to accommodate. And yeah, this is in short the new Teammachine SLR. Here we are looking at the Teammachine SLR0 rim, also completely new frame, developed with our ACE technology, so super lightweight setup, stiff, compliant and light. We don't want to tell people which kind of braking they need to buy, so that's why we developed the two frames completely equally but separated from each other to really deliver the maximum of performance to our race-oriented customer. So yeah, we are looking here at the rim brake version. What is new is basically that you have the direct mount disc brakes integrated from Shimano. Direct mount is a little bit of a stiffer braking surface, and it also asks us basically to develop a complete new frame and fork setup to accommodate the loads that you have now with the direct mount brakes. And basically what is also a little bit different to the disc bike is that we have a specific BMC stem that we are using there, which is not featuring the integrated cables, but still really nicely integrating into the design of the bike, being sleek. What you look at here is a device mount, as we call it. So there's a possibility to nicely integrate into the stem your Garmin or whatever you need for your ride device. And also there's a mount for a GoPro camera if you want to film where you're riding and what you're riding. There's an easy mount on this available. So that's the new Teammachine SLR0 rim. And by the way, the bike that is going to be raced by Richie Porte at the Tour de France from next Saturday on. Good luck, Richie.